Okay, let's give Ruben a hand. Okay, Ruben Hernandez, my dear friend and friend of the community. I just wanted to say he's been serving K-Town for over 40 years, and this guy needs no introduction because everybody knows him and loves him. And I just want to thank Uzla for being here. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and hand over the mic to Ruben, and he's going to tell you a little bit about importance of community engagement and why we need to come together to support Grace Youth for City Council District 10. So here's Ruben Hernandez. Woo!
Today is a very special day, and thank you all of you for coming. Gracias por venir a este evento tan importante. One of the things that is very important that we have to understand, when you look and put your eyes to the Lord, okay, the Lord is going to see only His children. Cuando tú volteas a ver a Dios, Él solamente ve a sus niños. He doesn't see nationalities or ethnic groups. No. The second thing that He always says, our Lord, the second thing that He always says, neighbors helping each other, neighbors living in the same community. La segunda cosa que Él siempre ve, nuestro Padre Dios, son vecinos ayudándose mutuamente. Entonces lo primero que Él ve es que todos son sus hijos, y lo segundo que Él ve que somos vecinos ayudando. So that's the two main things that He always sees. Our Lord, He always sees, first of all, His children, no nationalities, no ethnic groups, no barriers, and secondly, He sees His neighbors helping each other. Aquí estamos nosotros en este día para ayudarnos mutuamente. Sí, siempre hemos predicado que los latinos y los coreanos debemos unirnos para conquistar nuestro barrio. We always have said that we have to bring the two communities together in order for us to conquer our own neighborhood. And this is the day. This is the day that we are going to do that. We are making history because regardless of who is on the other side, it doesn't matter. For the first time we are saying, we love Koreatown. We love our neighborhood. Yes or no? Yes, qué bueno. And I'm very happy to see all of you, young people, KYP, I love you. Sarajevo, LAYP, los quiero mucho. UDLA people, los quiero mucho. I love you, I love you, I love you. Yes, because the thing is that we are putting our heart today in the line to send a message to everybody that is asleep in Koreatown. It doesn't matter what nationalities, but we want to encourage all of them to come forward and say, yes for Grace Youth. Yes, because we are going to win, and we have to put that in our hearts in order for us to go to the mountaintop. La cosa para ganar es de que tenemos que poner nuestro corazón para viajar a la montaña. Abrir las alas y volar hacia ella, ahí tenemos que hacerlo. As you know, always, one of the things that I have in my heart is the unification of all ethnic groups. And that has been my work for many, many years. Because I don't like barriers among neighbors. I don't. If we want to conquer a community, we must. Our first priority is to bring everybody together. Everybody. So we are doing that. My example today, we're going to walk, and like always, in activities that we put together, they will see people of all nationalities working together. Yes, today, my good friend, she was brave enough to run and to say, yes, I will run. I will run for City Council 10. Yes, I will run. And yes, I was surprised, and I grabbed her and I kissed her and I said, yes, here we are. So we will support you 100%. We are going to be with you. Now, one thing that I'm going to ask you, okay? I'm going to ask you to just put your brains to work, okay? You're going to be with me for a minute. Okay, so we're going to have to do something, because this something, it is a chant that is going to help us to unite. Just pay attention to these words. It goes this way, okay? You, Grace Youth is the best candidate for you. Okay, you, Grace Youth is the best candidate for you. Come on, start repeating it. You, Grace Youth is the best candidate for you. You, Grace Youth is the best candidate for you. I don't hear you. You, Grace Youth is the best candidate for you. You, Grace Youth is the best candidate for you. You, Grace Youth is the best candidate for you. You, Grace Youth is the best candidate for you. You, Grace Yu is the best candidate for you. You. Grace Yu is the best candidate for you. Here we go. I love you. Sarangeo people.
Thank you very much, Ruben. He has been an incredible supporter for the campaign, so thank you very much for your kind words. Can we all give Ruben one more round of applause? Thank you.
Hi, my name is David Chan and I live right here in District 10. I live right in 4th and Hobart, by the way. I lived here since mid-80s, so it's a long time. I lived most of those years right here in Koreatown. For the longest time, I've seen this area change and develop. But I've also seen things that we lack, and there are many. One of the first things that come to my mind is after-school programs. We need more stuff for kids to do. Otherwise, you could easily turn to the other side of life that's not so pleasant. Grace is a strong advocate for kids, and I've known her for a very long time. I've actually known her since I was 13 years old, and that's how I know that I can stand here on her behalf and speak for her. Malcolm Gladwell, one of the most prolific writers of our time, said this: "Success is not a random act. It arises out of a predictable and powerful set of circumstances and opportunities." We need opportunities and circumstances here and now. Yes. Otherwise, it's so easy to turn and go the wrong route. And I know this firsthand because I had a brother who also grew up, who passed away in 07. He got into the street life and it took the best of him. And I wonder to this day if there are more avenues through which our young people can let out their energy and use it in a positive way. I wonder how many of our lives could be better today. Now here's the thing about Grace. It's easy to promote things in our school system to do good things for kids that are already doing good. But she also has a heart for those who aren't necessarily walking that step right now. As I just shared with you, I had a brother who passed away, but prior to that, he had served 9 years in state prison. While he was there serving time, my mom and I tirelessly went and visited him. Every single month, sometimes every other week. But you know who else came? Grace came. Despite her busy schedule, and I think you were working for National Asian Pacific American Bar Association at the time, as the executive director in conjunction with the White House, she took her time from that busy schedule, drove 6-hour round trip just to see my brother to say, "I'm here for you." She wasn't running for a position. That's just who she is. She'll never admit that because she's a humble person, so I will admit that for her.
Wow.
The second thing you're going to need is streetlights. You know, I've seen Koreatown change for the last almost 30 years. I've seen fancy buildings go up, and I've seen a lot of expensive things come about, and they look beautiful. But what about the people that live from a nice street to the nice street? What about the people that live in the 1st street, the 2nd street, the 4th, 5th, and the 7th and 9th? What about the people that live in Oxford, Serrano, Hobart, Harvard, Kingsley, Ardmore, past Normandy, Mariposa, and Alexandria? Because it's those people that live inside those bright lights that need the support and the care, and we're not getting it. If you're like my mom, she would get dropped off on Western and walk towards Hobart at night, and there's not enough lights on those streets. I've spoken about this at a town hall meeting a couple of years ago, and nothing was done. It's one thing to praise the merits and the progress that we see on the big streets. What about those people that are working hard inside those boundaries? That's why we need Grace in there, because she understands these needs, and she's been fighting fearlessly for us. And next thing is this: low-income housing. Many of us that are gathered here in this parking lot, we're immigrants, no? Yes. I came over when I was 10, and I'm naturalized. And your parents and my parents most of us are immigrants. They've worked hard, but it hasn't been always fortunate. And so a lot of times they often resort to minimum wage, and if not a little bit higher than that. But why does it have to be that if we don't work into a high set of income, that we can afford decent housing? We should be able to work hard and look at our children and say, we are here for you and we are living life the right way, and not still feel like we lack something. Grace understands that she wants to fight for us. And then lastly, and this hits home for me, senior housing. My father collapsed last June because of high blood pressure. And so now he's in the convalescent hospital. Both of my parents are 70 years old, and I know some of you may not understand, but when 70-year-olds trying to go find jobs, they cannot find jobs. I know there is no age discrimination in law, but it's hard to enforce that. So you got seniors who are collecting Social Security checks, who cannot make rent and make ends due. But these are the very same people who have worked tirelessly decade after decade so they can put food on our table and put roof over our heads. Grace understands that need. And it's time that we bring these senior housings, these affordable senior housings, into our community. Our parents, after they have worked for years to support us, should not have to wait 10+ years to find an affordable place in those senior housings. And that's what Grace will fight for us. And that's why I am standing here on her behalf and on behalf of all of you. When we go out from house to house today and block to block, understand that you are not walking for a vote. Understand that you are walking for them. Understand that when you are marching with this bright, beautiful yellow shirt, oh my goodness, they're good and beautiful looking. Yeah. You're not fighting for a vote, you're fighting for every single person whose voices cannot be heard because they don't have the rights to vote, and we can. Yeah. Because we can change this neighborhood inside out, and it's about time that we see some of these things that are due. That's why I am here. That's why I am standing next to this lady that I know I can believe in. She has put her life in for this cause, and your moment is here now in Grace. Because Grace isn't about herself. She's going to walk today, not for herself, but for you and your parents and our grandparents and our younger sisters and brothers who need services today. Yes. And so know that when you guys walk today, don't think about how tired you may be, but think about the very people that you could come across that you're going to be fighting for. And that's why my name is David Cha, and on election day, I'm voting for Grace Yu. Thank you.
Thank you very much, David. I actually feel like voting right now, like right this minute because of that. So thank you. All right, now to the